This is the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Dory Stewart.
Welcome back to another episode of the FXBG Neighbors Podcast, where we share the stories of our favorite local brands. I'm excited to introduce you to my guest today. We've got Karen Koudelka, and she is with Virginia Home Care Partners. Karen, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Dory. I really appreciate you and how you connect individuals in our community and also give opportunity to connect with local businesses. It's wonderful. So thank you for all that you're doing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. I love doing it, and I love learning more about our local businesses. And so why don't we start there? Share with us, what is Virginia Home Care Partners?
So we provide non-medical in-home care. So we are in the home health field, but a little bit of a different niche. So we're non-medical, providing companion care and personal care service. So we are licensed by Virginia Department of Health for the personal care service.
Amazing. So tell me, what inspired you to work with older adults or families?
Well, my career was in hospice and I absolutely loved it, had a great passion for it, never thought about leaving, but had an opportunity to open a home care agency. And because when I was with hospice, I saw lots of families who desperately needed this come alongside service. And they weren't being met with the needs that they had as far as being like a lifeline. And so wanted to offer something different in the community. And there are franchises which are wonderful. But what if, right? Entrepreneurs always see a problem and think, what if we could offer something different? And so we decided to build from the ground up and be very different. And so it's just been an amazing journey to do that, to get to work with families now for even a longer duration. And as that is a natural progression of a lot of our clients, of course, to go on hospice for their last act of living, we get to partner with them for that longer duration and be that safety net, be creative, be outside the box. And so just love that I have the freedom to work with individuals and families in that way. It's been wonderful.
I love that so much. And as someone who has aging parents myself, I understand how important it is to have someone like you, a business like you, by your side. So tell me, what is one thing families often misunderstand about aging or care?
Well, many of them are resistant. And so I would say to those daughters and sons who may be trying to provide care or seeing a need, but not knowing, do we need care? Do we not need care? None of us were trained to take care of our parents. And I took care of my parents through their journey. They're both now gone. But none of us had that training. And so just get a lifeline. You need a village. You really need a village, because you want that last chapter to be meaningful and to walk that through. It's such a special time. It's not a time to fear. It can be a challenging time, but it can also have a lot of beauty in that. So many times families will call, they'll wait, we'll get the crisis call, which we can jump in. And it's a beautiful thing to meet with a family, take them from crisis to thriving, right? Or to a peaceful journey and a plan that everyone gets to enjoy the journey. But definitely look ahead at options, see what options are out there. Fredericksburg is so rich in community resources, and I love that. So there's so much to offer, and it's just good to start those conversations. There's, because fear can creep in, but knowledge really doesn't leave room for fear. And so the more knowledge, the more information that you get, the more comes to light as to what you can do. And so that would be the first thing. The second thing is many times when individuals are researching on the internet of how to find a home care agency, what questions do you ask them? And one thing that you will find is, ask for only one caregiver. And when we opened our agency, that was very popular. It died down a little bit over the years, and it recircled back about 3 years ago. And so we do hear this a lot. And when we hear that, we just smile because we can't wait to explain what the benefit of not doing that is. So with our agency, when someone calls and says, we just want one care partner is what we call our caregivers. And so we explain, you're going to need a village. And so we select designated care partners for mom's team. So what it would look like, depending on how much service, she may have 2 care partners in an emergency backup. Because care partners have lives too. Work-life balance is important. We honor and respect them just like we do our clients. And so we do have a small team. They get to know them because as someone ages, their world gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And the more their limitations come in, that perpetuates it as well. And so when several care partners come in, become like friends or family, it broadens their world. And it's a beautiful thing. So weeks, months later, when we talk to the family, they get very excited. Oh, mom loves her team. And this care partner she does this with, and they cook because they love cooking. And this one, she's traveled the world. And so they get out the photo albums and they do this and review them and talk about places they've been to. And so it just brings a bigger world for them. And that also for the care partner is very important too, because they're not serving one client, they're serving several designated teams. So that gives them balance as well. So they're learning to invest in different individuals, learn about different diagnoses and how to provide care. They'll learn something at one client's home, maybe a new recipe, and try it at this one. And so it's a beautiful thing for them as well. And then if their client is to come off service or pass away, then they don't go from, I need 40 hours to survive, right? Financially, we all have needs, to they increase with other of their team. And so we can keep them more stable. So their stability is very important to us as well. So having more than one care partner is nothing to fear. It's actually very exciting.
I love how positive you are about the whole experience, both for the patient, if you will, and the family, but also your care partners. I love how you're using the word beautiful and just how positive of an experience you're describing. You don't hear that very often. You are a breath of fresh air.
Oh, well, thank you. Our team is, everybody can say their team's amazing, but they inspire me so much. Their ground floor, the work that they do is just shy of a miracle, honestly. And so when we were building the agency, I had worked with CNAs, but I wanted to see what are their pain points? What are their challenges? How could we meet their needs when they come on our team? And so I hopped on some blogs for a few months and read and learned lots of things I didn't want to know and all kinds of things. But I had 2 takeaways. So one was low pay and the other was no respect. And I said, my goodness, that's easy solvable. So we've never hired a marketing person. We chose to put that into our team, invest in our team in a different way. So we've never had a salesperson. We built by reputation. And so I couldn't be more proud of them because it's who we are. VHCP is a business, but it's made up of people. So it's not me, it's our team.
Amazing. They're lucky to have a leader like you.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I feel mutual. I just love them. Yeah.
Amazing. So how can you offer support to families who have loved ones living with dementia?
So many families now are struggling with dementia. So women are 70% more likely to have dementia than men. So we're seeing a lot of dementia. And so this is very concerning because mom is not like she used to be. I don't know how to interact with her. Mom is not mom. My dad had dementia and he was in late stage when he passed. My mom also had some dementia. So I got to learn firsthand from them. I'm also a certified dementia educator. I have been for 10 years with TIPA Snow. So she's a world-renowned educator, an expert in the field. So if anyone is looking for help with dementia, I would highly recommend her. You can find her on her website, on YouTube. And so I've been a trainer. We train our team. We also invite our families to come in. So they train right alongside the care partners. So we're all on the same page with the positive approach to care. So many times we'll come into a home and they're very frustrated, not understanding dementia. And so there's a lot of friction, right? Mom's not like she used to be, and there's a lot of hurt feelings. It comes from fear. And so us coming in and being able to work with the families, help educate them as well, is really can turn things around into a positive care situation. And so we do also invite the community to come in as well. So those are open. So we do put that information out for the workshops. And, again, knowledge can replace fear. And so get that village around you, especially if it's with dementia. You cannot go it alone. If that's one thing I can get across to someone who has a loved one with dementia, is please don't go it alone. You want it to be the best experience for you and your loved one, knowing the journey wouldn't be, many, many years, but you also want that for your loved one.
Absolutely. And so there's a lot of trust involved in this process. So how do you build trust with a new client?
That's a great question. So we lead with honor and respect, and we value receiving honor and respect. And so when we're leading with honor and respect, you're much more likely to receive that back. And so we have that built in as a common thread throughout everything that we do. And the overall arching thing that frames all that we do is our mission. So our mission is not a paragraph nobody knows. All of our team knows our mission. It's to love people, journey together, and make a difference. And so we have a saying, love always wins. So we have clients who don't roll out the red carpet. I don't need care. My daughter thinks I need this, but I don't need this, right? We had a client who she lived alone, never had children, traveled the world, and she had severe limitations. She only had one living relative, but not local. And so we came in to start caring for her, and she was tough. Nothing was to her expectation. Everything was done wrong. Her coffee was not the right temperature. I mean, it was just on and on. And so our team just kept loving her and serving her and serving her. And it was fun to see the wall that was up start to come down. And then she fully embraced us. And then COVID hit. And so that made her world even smaller. And so we were there to walk that journey with her. And when we have a client that passes away, and our team has made that connection, and they give of their hearts a lot, our care partners. And so when we as a team have made that connection, it's challenging. And so we had a care support meeting that we bring all the team in, the nurses, the care partners, our care management at the office. It's like a celebration of life for the client. How did we impact their life? How did they impact us? And it was one of the most beautiful meetings because she inspired one care partner to get her citizenship, and she worked really hard to get it before she passed, and she did. And she inspired others in there in lots of different ways. And it became such a beautiful family that we would have never experienced that had we not led with honor and respect and just kept loving her and breaking down that wall. So it's just incredible to watch the process. And for me, the best part is just when I go out to a home to introduce a care partner, or one of our team does, to the family, and we drive away knowing their life's about to change and it's going to be really good.
Oh, you've built something really special.
Oh, well, thank you. When I talked to you about even having the podcast, I said, if I can share our team and our heart and what we do, that's what means the most. So
Yeah, I love it.
Let's do this.
So how do you handle clients who are nervous or resistant to care, and how do you help them feel comfortable?
So this happens quite a bit. Again, they don't need care. My daughter thinks I need this, or my son. And so we come in, we go out first to do, we do a phone assessment initially to gather some information to see what are the needs. Can we meet these needs? And then we go out and do an assessment in the home, and we talk about really everything. Many times individuals don't know how to even have that conversation with their parents. And so we talk about that. We gather a lot of information. What was their career? What hobbies do they have? What things did they enjoy doing? And so many of them will say, well, I used to cook, but I can't cook anymore. They can, but it just needs to look different. So we find out what their limitations are, and then we come up to their limitation and don't go over. So they can cook because the care partner can make the mashed potatoes, bring them over, and they can season them and help stir them right. They also teach care partners things, and so that gives them purpose. So we try to find purpose. We find enjoyment. They forget they can enjoy life. They've been in survival mode. So many times getting to know them. We also come out and introduce the care partner so they get to know them. Care partners write notes to each other on that team. And so they're always in communication about any changes, anything that was special. Maybe they found out a certain thing the client likes to eat or a place to go. And so they make notes to each other. I just had a client the other day said, my care partner that was new brought me coffee and she put two creamers. How does she know I like two creamers? You know, it's so important because that's their world, right? That's what's important to them. So really getting to know them, walking that journey, walking with the family, staying in lots of communication together helps them to feel much more comfortable. And a lot of our calls for service are, they're referrals from other clients or their children's coworkers, or, you know, it's a hospital or doctor's office or someone that's had interactions, and they may have 2 or 3 referrals and they're like, well, I'm just going with you because, you know, you've been highly recommended. So I just, again, a shout out to our team for building that reputation of loving people. You know, it does give that comfort level to clients to know who we are.
Yeah. Well, you've clearly created a wonderful culture there. So talk to me a little bit about what that means to you.
Yes. So again, going back to that love is our culture. You know, it is about clients. That's what we're here for, is to serve clients and be a part of their lives. Partnership is hugely important to us with our clients. But, you know, if we don't have care partners to partner with, then we are not going to be helping the clients. And so those partnerships are very important to us. We're selective on who we hire. And so we may go a duration of time of not hiring, because if we don't find the right individuals to invest in, then we just have to turn down clients, have a wait list. A lot of clients, if they can, are willing to wait. Some, you know, need to move on, and we totally understand that. But having that culture of support. So anytime a client is being served, they can call care management. It's one of our team. We all take rotation. We don't have an answering service. They're getting someone who knows them and can do whatever they need to have done. So we had a client who she is, we've had her for years, taking care of her. She's bedbound, and her husband is her primary caregiver. There's no family local. He went out to run a couple of errands. He had a medical event and ended up in the parking lot. So somebody called 911. He went to the hospital. And so, of course, we needed to stay with her. So again, going back to that team and the culture that we have, that care partner was able to stay an extra 4 hours. We called another care partner on the team. She was able to cover the overnight, and we just walked that journey until he got back home from the hospital. And he was just so thankful. And it's because we need a village and we need each other for that. So care partners also cover for each other. So I kind of am sad about when a care partner says from somewhere they've worked that they have one client, and you can tell the responsibility put on them that I can never take a day off. Because I have to be there for them, and it really is difficult. And so being able to have a team, you need vacation, take vacation, have a great time. The rest of the team has got it. And so it's just that culture of loving each other, honoring and respecting each other. And they're so willing to jump in. So our rate for not being able to serve a client, because when we commit, we really commit, is 0.001. And so I, again, have to brag on our team just a bit, because that's unheard of in the industry. And it's because of their dedication. but it's not that we're taking advantage of them. It's what we want for them, not from them. And so it's done through partnership and support. And it's just a beautiful thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. That rate says everything about your business. I mean, that's really big. I love it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing it says to me is love. I mean,
Yeah.
and that is our mission, because without that, that changes everything. And going back to love always wins. There's a lot of wins when you love people.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else that you would like to share with our listeners?
You know, it is difficult what we do. And so we go into homes and, you know, we're in family dynamics, and it's hard. And every family has a dynamic. We all do. And so being able to go into that home, work with the dynamic, figure out what are their expectations, how can we provide care, how can we make this into a partnership. We had a client that we served, and the husband, he was a little bit challenging, to say the least. And we walked this journey, and it's because of a lot of these clients that have been married for 60, 70 years. It's phenomenal, living so much longer now. And they just love their loved one, and they want the best for them. And so we walked her through end of life. She passed away. And a couple of months later, I stopped by his home to sit down and chat with him. And we were talking, and he was reflecting on the team and his love for the team and appreciation for taking care of his wife. And he said, I was really hard on you. And I said, yes, you were. But I said, I saw your heart. And he went, you saw my heart? And I was like, yeah, I saw your heart. And I think that sums it up, because there were times when, a care partner would call for support, and I'd call him or go over and visit and explain, okay, this is how we honor and respect each other. And this is what it looks like. So, and he would get on board. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to do this. Yeah, we are. And we were able to walk his journey as well through with his family till, his last breath we were there for. And I just can't imagine not being able to do that for families, because it should be such a special time. So I just encourage families that draw in that support system. There is lots of resources. We are available to talk through that. Anyone who calls here, I can guarantee, will never have a hard sell, because we're not selling anything. We're loving people. And so whether it's hospice coming in, home health, or other support, alongside with us, we work in coordination of care with them. And so just make it a good journey. And if it's not, reach out, because there is a way. There's always a way.
Amazing. I love it. I love everything that you're doing. And I imagine there are listeners that also love what you are doing. And if they want to reach out to you, if they want to learn more about you or connect, where can they find you?
Sure. So our website, virginiahomecarepartners.com. Also, if it's someone who is interested in the caregiving path, and many of our caregivers do come from helping a family member and discovering, I have something that was drawn out of me that I really love, that fed me about caregiving. And so they don't need to have any experience. We train and walk that journey with them. We provide the credentialing the state provides at no cost. So they can find us at vhcpjobs.com or on our website. And we just look forward to adding to our team and being able to reach more people.
Amazing. Karen, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today and sharing Virginia Home Care Partners with us.
Well, thank you so much, Dory. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the Fredericksburg Neighbors Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to fxbgneighborspodcast.com.